Hey everyone, it's time for Good Week Israel, where we'll bring you the most positive highlights from this week at ILTV. Get ready to smile because coming up, we'll show you the absolute must-visit sites in the capital city. We'll get up close and personal with the women who serve in Israel's border police, and we'll take a look back at some of the most viral moments of the coronavirus pandemic. There are endless places to visit on your trip to the Holy Land, but the capital city of Jerusalem has too many to name. Manuel Kadosh went to break them all down for you so you don't miss a thing.
Israel's capital, Jerusalem, is on every tourist's itinerary. There are endless things to see and learn about, ranging from historical sites to unbeatable scenery. I'm giving you ILTV's list of must-go-to spots in Jerusalem. The first stop on our list is the Machne Yehuda Market. It's the largest market in the capital city with over 250 vendors selling everything from fruit and vegetables to delicious foods and tons of Judaic items. It's a beautiful maze of different smells, sounds, and sights to see. During the day, it's the place to be to walk around and try an array of foods with unbeatable energy, and at night, it's the nightlife scene of Jerusalem. The Kotel, or the Western Wall, is the next spot to visit in Jerusalem. It's one of the most magnificent and significant remains in Jerusalem from the days of the Second Temple, destroyed approximately 2,000 years ago. Thousands of people visit and pray at the Western Wall, located in the Old City, and while there, you have to check out the Western Wall tunnels. The Western Wall itself stretches along almost half a kilometer, but today, only part of the wall is visible. The tour of the tunnels allows visitors to reach the segments of the wall that are hidden from view and touch the original stones. Unbelievable sight to see. Next must-see spot on the list is the Yad Vashem World Holocaust Remembrance Center. This museum is the ultimate source for Holocaust education, documentation, and research. You'll find inside the Museum of Holocaust Art, Hall of Names, Children's Museum, and the Avenue of Righteous Among the Nations. Each section documents accurately one of the darkest chapters in the history of humanity. There's not a dry eye in the whole museum. One of the aspects that makes Jerusalem so undeniably unique are the stones that make up the city. This pale limestone has been used in buildings since ancient times and has been used in many of Israel's most celebrated structures, such as the Western Wall. In fact, municipal laws in Jerusalem require that all buildings be faced with local Jerusalem stone, which was actually part of a master plan for the city drawn up in 1918. There's, of course, tons more to see in the ancient city, but you're just going to have to come check it all out for yourself.
Now, if you've been to Jerusalem, you've most likely seen the border police patrolling the streets. What you might not know, though, is that a significant chunk of the troop is made up of a group that won't let gender stand in the way of helping Israel on the front lines. Tracy Alexander has the story.
A sight you'll see around almost every corner in the old city of Jerusalem, heavily armed police. These are the first responders to any terrorist attack in the Holy City.
Perhaps most astounding is that it's women that make up some 30% of this almost 9,000 strong troop. And today we're going to meet one such officer who's around the same size as me, but with one big difference. She's expertly trained at an elite level, and she's going to give us some insight into the daily duties of a Jerusalem border police guard.
This is Shoshana. At 19 years old, she left her home in Florida to enlist in the Israeli military. Brandishing an M16 rifle and kitted out with heavy body armour, Shoshana's duties are the same as her male counterparts.
You see a lot of times in jobs, there's a difference with men and women. But here, I feel equal. Like, I really do feel as an equal, and it's interesting to be treated the same and have the same responsibilities and the same jobs, and it's really cool, honestly. Wow.
It's a job fraught with danger, guarding three of the world's holiest sites in an area so sensitive amidst a tense political backdrop. The Jerusalem district is inundated with terror attacks.
But you're not only there to thwart potential terror attacks, but sometimes you're often the target. How does that make you feel?
It can definitely be scary sometimes, but I do have confidence in myself and like what I been through with training and everything. So I do believe that I can take care of any situation if I'm in it.
We make our way through East Jerusalem, an area at the centre of political discourse, as Palestinian leadership seek this as the capital of a future Palestinian state. It's here Shoshana tells me why she left her home in America to become a police officer in Israel.
I love this country. You know, when you love something, you don't just say you love it, you have to do something for it as well. When I heard about Magav border police, I found it very interesting to work. We're not on the borders and waiting for war to happen, but we're really inside and we're really doing things every day.
We enter a neighbourhood called Atur, where border police patrol daily, looking for potential suspects attempting to make their way to the old city, or as Shoshana explains, to disperse riots.
If you get hit with a block, I guess you just keep running and you try to catch the person also. Every situation's different, you know. Rocks, you just keep running. Molotov cocktails, you keep running, you try to catch the person who did it, because clearly it's not something that's allowed to happen, so that would usually cause for an arrest.
But today we're being taken to a lookout, sitting atop a police station, which gives them a bird's eye view of the entire 125 square mile spread of the ancient city and its surrounds.
So this is quite the vantage point. Talk me through the significance of this area.
So this is definitely a viewpoint over pretty much all of Jerusalem that you can see.
From this position, communication is vital to share information about suspicious activity around the holy sites with the boots on the ground.
We have our combat female and male soldiers, police officers pretty much scattered all around Jerusalem protecting this city.
From up on high, Shoshana shares with me her experiences patrolling an Arab village called Ras Al Amud, inside of which is a Jewish neighborhood.
A lot of times you have riders who come and they throw, whether it's Molotov cocktails or rocks or whatever it is, you have a lot of people, they try to throw things into the Jewish neighborhood to endanger their lives or their homes.
Shoshana opening up about the real challenges of being a female border guard.
If I have to do an arrest, it's not always easy, you know. A lot of times the person's bigger than me or even stronger than me and they're trying to get away. So yeah, that's definitely happened.
Making our way back to base, Shoshana opens up further.
I obviously do believe that maybe like men are built stronger and like that's fine and like that's just like another way that women, like we have to push ourselves.
You have to be a particular kind of brave though to be really on the front lines. You're the first responders to terrorist attacks. How do you mentally prepare for something like that?
I don't know if you can ever be fully prepared for something. That's the thing. Like you get put in this situation and you just have to act however you think that it's appropriate to act.
Yeah.
In a city that houses some of the world's holiest sites, security has many faces.
While they're not here right now, you can also find female border police guards protecting the entrance to the Holy Al-Aqsa Mosque. But as you can see right now, they also have another specific job, which is ensuring that non-Muslims don't enter the holy site outside of specifically allotted times.
And even in the alleyways that appear to be empty, Magav is aided by technology, and backup is never far away. Tracy Alexander, ILTV, Jerusalem.
Now, one of the most visited spots in all of Tel Aviv is Shuka Carmel. It's loud, it's colorful, full of life, with a definite Middle Eastern vibe. ILTV's Emmanuel Kadosh went to check out the Carmel Market.
Shuka Carmel is one of the most visited spots in all of Tel Aviv. It's literally the perfect destination for any tourist to get the Middle Eastern vibe of the city.
The Carmel Market is the largest market in all of Tel Aviv. The fast-paced, vibrant noises, colors, and smells, and of course authenticity of this market is what makes it a favorite place for everyone, from tourists to locals alike.
In the United States, we have supermarkets, we have buildings that have prepackaged food. You go to an aisle and you get what you want. Here it's life. I mean, what I love about this place is you can go from stall to stall, see the same things, and just feel connected to what you get. I would buy everything here. It's fresh, it's beautiful, it looks flavorful, and the character of the market is just, it's just full of life. It turns me on.
I come to the Shuk about 3 times a week. It's a fun place. There's music. I don't know. It's the best. I think it's the best place in Tel Aviv.
Thank you. What's this? What? What is that?
But I'm here for the important stuff. The food.
I'm clearly here for some falafel. Yes, let's do it. So falafel is one of the most common foods that you can find here in Israel. It's a mix of chickpeas and some parsley and so healthy, so delicious, and probably one of the most crucial parts of the Mediterranean diet.
What do you want inside?
I think I want hummus. I'm gonna go with hummus. Hummus or trina? Wait, hummus or trina? Okay, sababa, both. We're going all out in this meal today, guys. Okay, so basically he just made it for me because I guess this is the standard way of eating hummus and a pita, and I'm not any special. We have some trina, we have hummus, we have some salad, Israeli salad, of course. We have friends that are... No, we're drinking. All right, so I got myself a pita with some falafel, hummus, trina, Israeli salad, everything thrown in here. Now I usually eat hummus with no pita in it, and it's really delicious and super healthy, full of protein and everything. But this little sandwich right here can fill up about 2 to 3 people for sure. You will 100% be full after this meal. So let's take a bite. That's what's up.
In a study done back in 2016, it showed that over 90% of Israelis say they eat hummus at least once a week, me being one of them.
There are a lot of people here that are enjoying watching me eat this pizza, let me tell you. These are my favorite things in the world. Fresh organic dates. Cheers. Milk and honey cream, anti-aging, super important. So we're walking around here in the shuk, and you can either join us at Jackie's bar over here, which is a quick stop on your walk. This isn't an official bar over here. Or you can make your left to what I call heaven on earth. Put on the glove. Okay, that doesn't work as well as people say it will, okay? Let me tell you guys. Okay, so the glove is on, right? These are my favorites. I know not everybody likes these. These strawberries are pretty good.
The market at first can appear a bit intimidating, with all the senses stimulated at once, the hustle and bustle and shouting from every corner. But once you learn to enjoy it, it'll soon turn into a spot you may visit more than once on your trip.
These are my favorite black cherry tomatoes, cultivated by Israelis. So every week, right before Shabbat hits, everybody, you could see this place packed with people coming to do their grocery shopping for fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables.
Bananot, banaנות, banaנות.
Bananot, חברים, bananot.
זה אגסים.
Agas, pear.
Pears. Pears, העולם. ספדון האגסים, סחורה של העשירים. בואי גברת, בואי תראי איזה יופי תקבלי.
And that's how you do it in the shuk.
The more you walk around this market, the more you discover. And I happened to stumble upon a beautiful side street that led me to a place I didn't think I'd find here.
I've realized that the side streets are really where it's at, where the hidden restaurants and really cool bars are.
We have a burekas down here, which is a Balkan pastry, basically. So Bulgarian, Greek, Turkish, everybody have it, but we are Turkish, so we give the credit to the Turkish.
Yeah.
And upstairs we have a hostel.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, so it's like a restaurant downstairs and then a hostel upstairs?
Exactly.
You guys have the perfect setup for the middle of a market.
The main dish is burekas. It's a very common dish in Israel. It's kind of in the same section of where falafel is and shawarma and pizza and all of the main stuff that will never go away. You have spinach and cheese, potato or cheese. It's very like a simple basic food, but the Israeli fusion has a little bit of a difference than what you see in Europe because we have it with spicy and trina and hard-boiled egg.
Now, Yal has been living and working in this neighborhood for years. He knows the people, the houses, and almost everything there is to know about the Carmel Market.
Basically, when you move to Tel Aviv, you're willing to pay much more than other cities for the rent just because you know everything is around you.
Right.
So that's what you pay for. You pay for the comfortness of being able to walk not more than 7 minutes and get anything you want. Bars, restaurants, clothing, I don't know, any shopping that you need for your house, the beach, the market.
Many of you who have yet to visit Tel Aviv, let alone Israel, need to hear this before you plan your trip here. Some advice from a true local.
It's a whole different vacation. It's one vacation is Tel Aviv and you can spend here 2 weeks, 3 weeks and just enjoy the city. And Israel is full of other stuff to do, but it's a different vibe.
Wait, hold up. Before I even dare continuing, how could I forget to ask him the most important question of all?
I get that you own your own bulekas shop and you have your own hostel, but realistically, how often do you eat hummus?
How often do I eat hummus? I would say there's not a week that I don't eat at least one hummus.
Plate of hummus, right?
Yeah.
You're better than me because I eat at least 3 times a week.
Yeah, how can you stop yourself?
Considering I haven't stopped eating for even a second, why would this be any different? Yal keeps raving about his bulekas, and I know a good bulekas, so yalla, let's try it out.
Tahini. Some tahini. All of you guys, it's sesame paste. Wow. Schog is just the classic spicy sauce, right? The egg.
So first, I gotta pick which kind of bulekas I want. Cheese, potato, or spinach.
Ready?
I naturally went for cheese.
This is turning out to be such a fun day.
Then I have to take it with me straight to the oven to heat it up. Then the plate presentation.
This is why other people do this. Come on. This looks like a pretty good plate, right?
Yeah, that looks pretty professional.
This is
Better than
professional.
I would've done it.
How cute. Come on. Let's do this. Let me just give you a fair warning, because bulekas is one of the messiest things that you can eat. You can't even imagine what this tastes like. It's so cheesy and gooey on the inside and then like crunchy on the outside in this sauce.
Before I head back to the hotel though, let's check out the rest of this hostel.
So I got my beer, my warm bulekas is waiting for me. We're standing on this rooftop at this gorgeous hostel, and we made it just in time for sunset. Nothing better than this.
Moving on, Israeli researchers have invented a self-cleaning face mask that can kill the coronavirus with heat from a phone charger. Check this out.
Okay.
On the surface, it looks like a standard N95 mask. The only exception, a USB outlet. But this mask isn't hooking up to play your favorite music. It's using an electric current to heat and kill any viruses on the mask's surface.
So it's 10 watts, and the temperature that we are getting here is 65 to 70 degrees, more than enough to eliminate the virus. And you can see how it's evenly distributed. It's been sold by a Teflon wire, non-conductive one, and we have a contact connection to a micro USB. This micro USB, of course, can be connected by the charger, as you can see it here, and it's inserted in, and you have to plug it. Simple.
You heard the man. With just 30 minutes plugged into an outlet, you can completely disinfect your face mask, a revolutionary innovation that could take the medical world by storm.
The medical world always was moving towards non-reusable or disposable. But when you have a crisis that you need 5 billion masks in 2020, in 2021 worldwide, 5 billions, you have to realize that this is not economic or environmentally friendly, not at all. You have to make it reusable and friendly, and this is our solution.
But it's not just a big change for hospital staff. Think of all the masks thrown away on a daily basis by the public too.
Yeah, actually it's very nice to have something that can be clean, because I feel that every time I put back my mask, it's always like going back with my germs, and it's not that healthy. So I really like the idea that I could clean and kill the germs.
Just remember not to wear it while it's plugged in. Coronavirus has changed our lives in ways we never saw coming. But thanks to social media, we can take a look back at some of the most viral moments of this pandemic. Take a look. With the national lockdown over and fears of a second wave, the coronavirus isn't the only thing going viral. A number of Israelis exploded across the web over the peak of the pandemic and will forever serve as the famous online faces of those isolation days. So let's take a moment to reflect. Starting with this incredible performance of Coldplay's Viva la Vida, Israeli saxophonist Yarden Kleiman giving Tel Avivians in quarantine a rooftop performance they'll never forget, especially with the backing of Roy Brandeis on trumpet and Matan Maman on trombone. Next, this heartbreaking plea to the Israeli government to allow him to go back to work. Falafel vendor Yuval Karmi's cries have been viewed over 111,000 times, his message still resonating with Israelis and anyone put out of work by the crisis.
ללכת לחוץ, כי יש קורונה. הבנתם אותי?
Your kids are always watching, and this one certainly is a fast learner. This adorable little Israeli's reminder has nearly 500,000 views, and it's a good thing too, because without her clarifications, her parents would surely be in the dark.
כן, מה זה קורונה? מה זה קורונה?
אסור ללכת.
But little Oria's parents aren't the only ones with questions. Israeli comedian Yonatan Gruber shared his frustratingly familiar phone call in which he tries to teach his mother how to use Zoom, the video conferencing app that's also now synonymous with the lockdown.
Manage participants. צריכה להזיז קצת העכבר. Manage participants. כן, כן.
And finally, with almost 3 million views, this Israeli parents rant against the advent of distance learning.
זה לא נורמלי. מהבוקר, אנחנו רק ביום השני, מיליוני הודעות בוואטסאפ, יש לי 4 ילדים שיהיו בריאים, תדמיינו כמה וואטסאפים, כמה מורות לכל ילד, כמה מקצועות לכל ילד, יש לי רק 2 מחשבים בבית, הם רבים מהבוקר על המחשבים, אחד המורים של הבת שלי חי בסרט שהיא ב8 בבוקר תשב לראות אותו על המסך, היא ב8 בבוקר רק הופכת צד במיטה, מה נראה לכם?
Shiri Kenensberg-Levy's message going global, resonating with parents everywhere as they struggle to balance work and the task of homeschooling.
אם לא נמות מהקורונה, נמות מלמידה מרחוק. זהו, פרקתי. בבקשה, להוריד קצב, תניחו להם. שיהיה יום מהמם.
So, while scientists are showing the coronavirus affects the heart, it seems it extends as a metaphor as well, with the global relatability connecting humans in our pain and in our humor.
אני מצטער.
Well, that's all for today's Good Week Israel. I hope we've helped you start your week off with a smile. I'm Nittany Manson. See you next week.